Hello students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. In today's video, we will be continuing about the literary sources, Buddhist and Jain literature. So before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share it with your friends, and also click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into the video. So today's video is about Buddhist and Jain literary sources. Buddhist and Jain literature. So first we'll see about Buddhist literature. So in the last videos we have seen about the religious literary sources, foreign accounts, secular literature, etc. So here these Buddhist and Jain literary sources are a continuation of a religious literature. So let us see the points regarding this. So the earliest Buddhist texts, they were written in Pali. So earliest Buddhist texts, they were written in Pali, which was spoken in the Magadha region or South Bihar region. It was spoken. It was written in Pali. And this was basically a form of a Prakrit. This Pali language, it can be said basically as a form of Prakrit. They tell us not only about the life of Buddha, but also about some of his royal contemporaries who ruled over Magadha. So this Buddhist literature is an important source which tells us about the life of Buddha. So the first thing, it tells about the life of Buddha and also about the royal contemporaries who ruled Magadha, North Bihar and Eastern UP. So rulers of Magadha, North Bihar and Eastern UP, about Eastern UP. About all of them also we can find information in this Buddhist literature. The non-canonical literature provides the story of the previous births of Gautama Buddha. And if you consider the non-canonical literature, in those works you can see about the previous births of Gautama Buddha, It is believed that before actually born as Gautama Buddha, Buddha has passed over 550 births. He had almost 550 previous births before being born as Gautama Buddha, and many cases they were in the form of animals. So about all these stories we can find in the non-canonical literature, and it tells about his previous births, almost 550 births, and many cases they were in the form of animal. And each birth story, so if you consider this in this non-canonical literature, they tells about the previous births of Gautama Buddha. In that, if you see each birth story is called as Jataka. Okay, Jataka, which is a folk tale. Okay, Jataka stories, we always read Jataka stories. So each birth story is called as Jataka, which is folk tale, and they throw invaluable light on the social and economic condition of the period. So each these Jataka stories also tell about the social and economic conditions of that period, that is 5th and 2nd century BC. Okay, they also make references to the political events in the age of Buddha. So it gives information about the social, economic, political events in those time period. The stone walls around the stupas of Bharut and Sanchi carry reliefs to the Jataka stories. So the reliefs to the Jataka stories we can also find on the stone walls around the stupas. Now the Milinda Pana, the questions of King Milinda, Buddhist priest Nagasena and commentaries of Buddha Ghosha. So questions of King Milinda, Buddhist priest Nagasena and commentaries of Buddha Ghosha Buddhaghosa, then Dhammapala constitute the fundamental sources of the study of Buddhism. So this Milindapana, questions of King Milinda, Buddhist priest Nagasena, Buddhaghosa, Dhammapala constitute the fundamental source of the study of Buddhism and contemporary civilization. And the main body of Buddhist religious literature is called as Tripitakas. Now when you see about Buddhist religious literature, the main body of the Buddhist religious literature is called as Tripitakas. Okay, the main body of the Buddhist religious literature is known as Tripitakas, and this Tripitakas consist of Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Vinaya, Sutta and Abhidhamma Pitaka are included in the Tripitakas. They deal with what all these Tripitakas deal with. They deal with monastic discipline, doctrines, and philosophy of Buddhism. All these are included in the Tripitakas. Monastic disciplines, doctrines and philosophy of Buddhism are included in the Tripitakas, that is Vinaya, Sutta and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Now considering the Jain religious text, they were written in Prakrit and eventually compiled in AD 6th century in Vallabhi in Gujarat. They were compiled in Vallabhi in Gujarat in AD 6th century. And they contain many passages that help, same like the Buddhist religious text, Jain religious text also help us to reconstruct the political history of Eastern UP, Bihar in the age of Mahavira. So it is in Prakrit and it was compiled in 6th century AD in Vallabhi in Gujarat, and they contain mainly passages that help us to reconstruct the political history of Eastern UP and Bihar in the age of Mahavira. And the Jain text refers repeatedly to trade and traders. So there is a reference to trade and traders repeatedly in the Jain religious text. So this much were the points related to the Buddhist and Jain religious text. We will just see the points once more. Religious literature, Buddhist religious text. The earliest Buddhist texts were written in Pali, which was spoken in Magadha or South Bihar. This was basically a form of Prakrit. They tell us not only about the life of Buddha, but also about some of his royal contemporaries who ruled over Magadha, North Bihar and Eastern UP. The non-canonical literature provides the story of the previous births of Gautama Buddha. It was believed that before he was actually born as Gautama, Buddha passed through over 550 births. Many cases they were in the form of animals. Each birth story is called a Jataka, which is a folk tale. They throw invaluable light on the social and economic conditions of the period 5th and 2nd century BC. They also make references to the political events in the age of Buddha. The stone walls around the stupas of Bharut and Sanchi carry reliefs to Jataka stories. The Milindapana, question of King Milinda, Buddhist priest Nagasena, and commentaries of Buddhaghosa, Ananda and Dhammapala constitute the fundamental sources of the study of Buddhism and contemporary civilization. The main body of the Buddhist religious literature is known as Tripitakas. They consist of Vinaya, Sutta and Abhidhamma Pitaka. They deal with monastic discipline, doctrines and philosophy of Buddhism respectively. Jain religious texts, they were written in Prakrit and eventually compiled in AD 6th century in Vallabhi in Gujarat. They contain many passages. They help us to reconstruct the political history of Eastern UP and Bihar in the age of Mahavira. The Jain text refers repeatedly to trade and traders. So I hope you have understood these points clearly. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comment section. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. So I hope to see you soon in the coming videos with a very different topic. Thank you for watching.